Okay, so the recorder is going now. Thank you so much for joining us today. And let's see, what are we going to talk about? Abram, when you are ready to unmute your microphone, go ahead and unmute your microphone. I think in the future, I'll just leave it that microphones will be automatically opened when you come into the classroom. Abram, what would you like to talk about today? Nicholas, what would you like to talk about today? You may begin the discussion and then I'll try and respond appropriately. I don't think I posted the recording from yesterday. I forgot, but hopefully I will remember to do it today and post for today as well. So Nicholas, what would you like to talk about today?
I'm not sure this subject is good for today or not, but I wanna today, if you are agree, I wanna today speak about discussion or conversations between the manager and the job vacancy for interview, like interview. The conversation about this, how we can influence.
How can
we speak influence in job interview conversation with the manager?
Okay. Can you give me a situation? What would you be talking about? Excuse me. What would you be talking to the manager about? Or what type of job is it?
For example.
Excuse me, go ahead.
Okay. For example, if I go to the company and I give a CV, but just now when I have an interview, how I can speak and conversation.
How can
I conversation and speaking with the manager influence speaking.
So let me see if I understand what you're asking. You want to apply for a position within a company. You have submitted your CV, which I think is your cover letter, your introduction with your skill sets. You want to talk about what you would bring to the organization if they would hire you. Is that what you're asking?
What, teacher? They say, how are you?
No, I'm asking you if that is what you're asking me to help you with. Are you asking me to help you with an employment opportunity? There's a company that you wish to work for. You have submitted your CV, which I believe is a cover letter, and it details what your strengths are, your skill sets, and what you're capable and competent to do. The company will ask you questions and you want to answer with English fluency. Is that what you are asking me to help you with today?
Yeah, but just note the question is not important for me, but speaking in fluency.
Okay, you want to speak in fluency. Well, you don't want to speak in fluency. You want to speak fluently when you're interviewing for the job. Is that right?
Yeah, for conversation.
Okay. And what is something that the employer might ask you? What might the employer ask you?
What, teacher?
What do you think something that the potential employer, what might the potential employer ask you?
For example, they are speaking, now you say the strengths or the skills.
Okay, so the employer may ask you, Nicholas, I'm so happy that you came in today. Could you please tell me about your strengths in terms of employment? What are your strengths in terms of employment? Would that be a good question that an employer would ask? I think so.
Yeah, I think so. It's a good question. Mostly asking this question.
Okay, so an employer, let me dispose of this gun. So an employer would ask you, first the employer would thank you for coming in today for the interview. The employer will probably say, I have looked over your CV and you have impressive skill sets. I'd like for you to tell me a little more about your skill sets, your strengths, what makes you feel as if you would be a valuable employee to this company? Now, if I were asked that question, I would say, I'm really happy to answer that question for you. I'll first talk about my strengths. I currently work for a company named Speak Excellent English. I have worked in this capacity for 23 years. And over those 23 years, many of the clients that I have interacted with have said that I have done an outstanding job for them in helping them to develop their English fluency and communication skills. For example, last week, I had a client who was preparing for an English proficiency exam. My client had taken this exam prior to 2020, but the score was not sufficient to get into the university. For this reason, the client wanted me to help him with his conversational English, hoping that in the event he could develop some better strategies, he would pass the IELTS speaking part. So what we did was look at where his weaknesses were, because this gave me the opportunity to capitalize on my strengths. My strength was the ability to understand what his basic weakness was, and it was in listening. So I taught him some techniques in listening, and before he starts to speak, I encouraged him to make sure that he could summarize the comment, the question that the examiner would be asking. And through the fourth week of training with me or coaching, so he was able to successfully pass this exam 2 weeks ago on about January 6th. Okay, so that would be a good answer. So when you're answering your strengths, you want to name what your strength is. Perhaps, how did you come by getting that strength? I obtained my strength with over 20 years of practice. How do I know I have the strength? I gave an example of a student that I had worked with, and I gave a timeline of when that student accomplished the goal of passing the exam. Does that make sense? Eklis, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So Abram, do you have a question that you'd like to ask? You will need to unmute your microphone. And Eklis, while we're waiting for Abram, okay, Abram has unmuted the microphone. What would you like to say, Abram? And am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, you pronounce it right.
Perfect. So where are you from, Abram?
I'm from Morocco.
You're from Morocco. Fantastic. Yeah. Have you been to the US before?
No.
Okay.
I hope I will.
You hope you will come to the US at some point?
Yes.
I hope that will be something you will be able to do as well. What questions can I answer for you? While this will also give you the opportunity to practice speaking, do you have a question that I could answer for you, Abram?
Yeah, I want a method to improve my English.
Okay. Well, you are definitely in the right place to improve your English. And this is what I'm saying to Eklis. The best way to improve your English is to start speaking, even if you feel shy, even if you feel like, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, no one is going to want to listen to me. I want to tell the two of you something. When I was much younger than I am now, I was extremely shy. I've never had a problem speaking English, but I was extremely shy and I didn't want to talk because I thought people would find me boring and uninteresting. And I didn't want anyone looking at me as I spoke. But I really wanted to be liked. I really wanted to have friends. And I wanted people to interact with me. But it appeared that I didn't want to be bothered. So very few people tried to have a conversation with me. And the change was necessary, and the change had to begin with me. I was the one who had to come to my very own rescue to make sure that I would surround myself with people who would listen to me and allow me to speak as I learned to listen to them and learn much, much more. So Abram, that is what I'm going to suggest to you, that as you develop your conversational English, that you try to speak as frequently as you can in English, especially when you get to come to a platform like this one that I'm doing every day, that you can come here and practice. Even if you just say a few things, say something and listen. Okay?
Thank you. So English, English, it's not your native language.
Yes, English is my native language. What I said is, when I was much younger, I was very shy and I didn't speak, but I wanted to talk, but I was afraid that people didn't think I would be interesting. But what did I know? People love to talk to me. I love talking with people, and I love talking with you. So it is not a problem now for me to be on live stream, on YouTube, in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, any of the platforms, and I'm talking. And that will happen with you too. I also want to mention that I have a Speak Excellent English Academy that is available for individuals who are willing to be online live with their cameras. And we will develop strategies to improve your confidence and your ability to speak with English, to speak in English fluently. Here it's a forum for whoever wants to show up. Some days it may be one person, some days it may be no one, and some days it may be 20 or 20 people. But this is just something that I can do as a way of saying thank you for being a member of Speak Excellent English Facebook talking group. Thank you so much for being a member of my YouTube channel. All right, so let's go back to Eklas now.
Thank you.
Any other comment that you'd like to make, Eklas? What comment would you like to make as you continue to practice speaking? So if you see me looking down, I'm looking down because my writing is down below, and this is me looking up at the camera. When I'm looking up here at the camera, it probably appears as if I'm looking directly at you, but I'm looking at the camera to ensure that you can see me, you can see the movement of my mouth. If there's a particular sound that you're trying to catch, I want you to be able to catch that sound. All right, Eklas, is there something that you'd like to ask or say or comment? Again, use this opportunity to practice speaking.
Speak about job interview for conversation?
Whatever you wish to speak about, Eklas, I'm here for you for the next 15 minutes. I'm here for anyone that is on this call. So you can speak about anything that you
I wanna practice my English, because speaking so helped me for speaking and broke my shy. Okay. Like you say.
So speaking English helps you to eliminate your shyness. So as I correct you, you can restate what I say. So coming online with me helps to eliminate your shyness. You can repeat exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
Not just saying, don't just say yeah, but coming online, talking with you, Dr. Priscilla, helps to eliminate my shyness. Say exactly what I just said.
But I can't repeat all this. Is so hard for me.
All right, well, go ahead and say what you want to say. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay. I wanna listening to you when you are speaking.
I want to listen to you.
I want to listen to you when you are speaking about the answer of the question in the interviewing, because this that helps me for improve my speaking.
Yes. So you would say, Dr. Priscilla. Say, Dr. Priscilla.
Um, just now, I wanna ask you.
Just a second. Okay, go ahead.
Just now, I wanna ask it one question to you.
Mm-hmm. What is the one question you'd like to ask?
Dr. Priscilla, in past, do you have any criticism?
Do I have any criticism about what?
Criticism, create yourself. For example, someone have a criticism for you and create yourself. Do you have any criticism in past, create yourself?
Okay, I'm trying to understand what the question is because I don't know that I really understand what the question is. So let's
Just now,
just make it.
I want.
Let me ask you this way. Let me ask you this way. Are you asking me, has anyone ever criticized me? Is that
Yeah, I know. Now I write it in chat.
Okay, let me see what you wrote. Okay, the word is criticism. Okay, what about criticism? Criticism means that someone has found disfavor with something. Is that right?
About what, teacher?
Do you have any criticism in past create your growth? Yes, I've had lots of criticism. I've had lots of criticism. I've had criticism about the way that I teach conversational English. I have criticism about why I don't have the classes at a particular time. I have criticism about why do I have paid classes. I have had
criticism about your group speak excellent English. When someone have a criticism about this, how this criticism helps you for growth, this your works for this group?
Yes, it does and it doesn't. If anyone comes to my group and they are members of the group and they want to criticize what we do in the group, I will, if they're criticizing what we're doing, then I'll try to find out what it is, because sometimes they're not criticizing, they just do not know how to ask the question. So let's just say, for example, there's Nisha, and you've met her. She's been in several classes. And every day, almost every day, she'll ask, what time is the class? And I'll say that the class is the same time every day. When you go to Facebook at the end of this class, and here's Nisha now. Nisha is now on. Hey, Nisha, we're happy that you're here, and we were just talking about you. So every day, Nisha, the class is the same time, and it's the same link. All that you have to do is click on the link, and you will be in the class. But I also post the link in Facebook so that you can click on it and join from there if you wish to do so. So to me, Eklis, that would be a criticism, but it's not a bad criticism because I think it's just the culture. I think it's the exchange of the language. I don't think Nisha really understands when I say every day the class is at the same time and it's the same link. Because if she understood, there would be no reason for her to ask, what time is the class? Has the class started? She could just click the link and know that we're here, just as we're here now. Nisha, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll speak to you in just a moment. One other thing, Eklis, people who criticize and they're being rude and mean, I actually send a private message to them to tell them that I am not the only English group on Facebook. They can join other groups. They do not have to stay in my group because they chose to ask to become members. So if they don't want to participate, they could actually remove themselves, or I can remove them. That's how I handle criticism. But most criticism, I try to find out what is wrong and what I can do differently to make things better. Does that answer your question, Nicholas?
Yeah.
Do you have any criticism for the group?
You know, I don't have any criticism in that time.
Do you have any criticism anytime? Have you ever had any criticism for the group?
Maybe sometimes I say in another times, Priscilla, I say the sentences, but now I wanna again repeat it. I just like not criticism. I have just like suggestion.
Okay, so when you come to the free classes are usually just random and open unless it's just one person. So when it's just you in class with me, Nicholas, I try to answer everything that you ask. But if there's more than you in the class, I try to answer something for everyone. But if it's a paid class, if someone is paying me to teach them something specific, they get exactly what I have available to teach them because they are paying for it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Ms. Priscilla, I know this class is, I know sometimes we are randomly, I am randomly speaking, but I speak about the group, Speak Excellent English.
Okay. Well,
you are the...
But this is Speak Excellent English. This Zoom class is designed specifically for the Speak Excellent English people. Now, when you're posting something on Speak Excellent English Facebook page, and I may not answer it, it is because if you really want to get an answer specifically to that one question, you're actually saying that you want a paid class.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But if you're not paying for the class, then someone else in the group might be able to answer your question. Okay?
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I do have paid classes, so sometimes I actually have to be in the paid classes, and I'm going to be in the paid classes because they were actually paying for my time. Hey, Nisha, thanks for being here today. What questions can I answer for you, Nisha? Nisha, unmute your microphone. Nisha, please unmute your microphone.
Hello.
Hi, it's good to hear your voice today.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm listening your voice now.
So Nisha, every
Yes.
day, tomorrow and the day after, I will be online at the same time.
Okay, it's my pleasure, ma'am, because I don't know the actual time. That's why I written in your message.
Okay, so tell me, why is it that you don't know the exact time? It's the same time every day. What time?
Okay.
What time is it in your country right now, Nisha?
9 o'clock.
Okay, so every day at probably 8:30 your time, I'm
okay.
on. Well, that's until the end of this month, until the end of January. I'm online. I may be on in February, but I just don't know. Ellen or Eklas, do you get a message every day to tell you that this class is starting? Do you get a message every day?
A message for?
That I'm having a class now. Do you get a message in your email that this class is about to start?
Well, teacher Miss Priscilla, this question is not sure. I'm not sure about this question and don't understand.
All right. Eklas, do you have an email address?
Yeah, I have it.
Did you get an email from me today to say that the class starts?
Yeah, every day when I fill the forum, automatically I get an email.
Okay. But you should not have to complete the form every day. You just have to remember where it is. But every day that you sign up, you do get an email. And Nisha, that's what you may need to do as well. Every day you sign up, you get an email to say that the class is starting. Okay?
Yeah, but Miss Priscilla, because every day when I watch live in Facebook, when you send a link in comment, automatically in the link, I fill the links and automatically go to the Zoom.
Okay, well that's fine. And I'm not sure why Nisha can't do the same thing. Nisha, when I send the Zoom link, click on the link, register, and you can join the class. But I'm also saying, Eklis, that I thought everyone gets a link, get an invitation every day, because I set it up for the 30 days of January that I'll be hosting this class at the same time. But that's perfectly fine. I may do something differently, but I know that I post the link in the Facebook group. And if you look at it, it is always the same link. In February, the link will change.
But not with the
Okay, Nisha, what would you like to say before we end class today? We have 2 minutes before this class will finish. Would you like to say something? You'll have to unmute your microphone if you wish to speak. Unmute your microphone. Unmute your microphone. Okay, Eklis, is there something that you'd like to say in the next 2 minutes before time is up?
Just Miss Priscilla, I want to say I have one order to you for the next class if you are gathered.
I have one suggestion for you for the next time.
Yeah, for the next meeting, I want to say, Miss Priscilla, if for the next time, if you have any subject, you can select one subject. Can you select one subject because you have a more experience with which subjects is helpful for us?
Well, I could do that, but no, I probably won't do that. And I will do that only if just one person shows up. The reason I will do that if only one person shows up is because that one person that shows up may be interested in the one thing that I can suggest. If there are people here that are beginners and you are not a beginner, Eklis, you are not a beginner, but if I have a beginner in class and I'm talking about something that is of interest to you, the beginner will not be able to understand what I'm talking about. But if there's something that someone wants to talk about specifically, there again, there is the academy that the individual can join and become a paid member to that. So just to recap, if you watch regular TV, especially in the US, they have what they call commercials, right?
Yeah.
The purpose of the commercial is to pay for the expense of presenting the show or whatever the presentation is. That's why they have commercials. In order for me to do the classes that I do, money has to come from somewhere, okay? So that means I need people to join the academy, or I need people to pay for paid classes, or I need people to make some monetary contribution. In order for people to know that I exist, I have to give free classes so that people like yourself will know that I even exist. If I never gave anything away of value, no one would know that I exist. Okay?
Okay.
Tell me how you understood and received what I just said. How did you understand and receive what I just said, Eklis?
Yeah, I understand you.
Okay, explain it to me. Explain to me what you understood me to say.
You say if one person is participates for a meeting, I can select it as subjects, but you say you are not a beginner. For a beginner, I selected as subjects, and you say I am in a private class. I can select it as subjects that specifically is mean private.
Yes.
Yeah, you select it as subjects for they.
Okay. Anything?
That's right.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
And why do I have the free classes, Eklis? Why do I host the classes?
Ms. Priscilla, I remember many days ago you say you have a free class sometimes for advertisement.
That's exactly right. This is what this is right now. This is advertisement. This is to
Yeah.
let people know that I exist. I want people to hear my voice, see my face, and decide based upon what I say, what they hear me say, she sounds like she could be a good teacher. I think I want to pay for her classes. But there will be some people who will not be able to pay, and they will still learn a lot just by coming to the class and getting to say things like you're saying now. When I say repeat what I said, you're getting an opportunity to speak. Okay?
Yeah, this is Miss Priscilla. This advertisement is so helpful. For example, I hope one day participate this a paid class, because in a free class I have I can get so useful things.
Yes, that is true. And if you watch some of the YouTube channels, you'll see some of the students that are paid students, some of the courses that I have held with them and how they have benefited. You will also see some of my advertisement classes that you can benefit from as well. All right, so
Yeah.
April, I see that you're back, but I am now ready to end the class. Nisha, I don't know if you have something that you want to say before I end the class. If you do, I will wait for you to speak. Unmute your microphone. Abram, unmute your microphone if you'd like to have some final words. Either one of you can unmute your microphone. Abram, you have unmuted your microphone. Is there something that you wish to say?
Yeah, I am interested in your course. How I can get in your
Okay, so why don't you direct message me, and I'm going to give you information about that. Do you know how to DM me?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Are you a member of the Facebook group?
Yeah.
Okay, I will message you at the end of this session, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Nisha, unmute your microphone if you have a question for me. All right. Thank you, guys. I will see you tomorrow at the same time. I will post the link in the chat box tomorrow. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Thanks a bunch for you.
Thank you so much for showing up. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, goodbye.